Good morning, students. Welcome to your English class. So, let's begin today's English class. Today's topic is chapter number 5, How the Little Kite Learned to Fly. And this is a poem which is written by Katherine Pyle. It's in page number 44. So today our topic is chapter number 5, How the Little Kite Learned to Fly. And this beautiful poem is written by Katherine Pyle and it is in page number 44. So all of you turn to page number 44 and get ready. So before we start with the poem, let me quickly introduce you to the writer of this poem. So, this beautiful poem has been written by Katherine Pyle. She was born on 23rd of November in 1863 and she died on 19th of February 1938. She was an American artist, poet and children's writer. She was born on November 23rd, 1863 in Wilmington, Delaware, and she died in February 19 in 1938 in Wilmington, Delaware. Her nationality was American. She was an American. Alma mater, Philadelphia School of Design for Women, where she studied. Then comes occupation. She was an artist, writer of children's books, and she is known for her writings and illustrations. So by the side you can see the picture of Katherine Pyle. So I want you all to watch this small clip of video. Yes, there are so many kites that are flying. So today we are going to learn about the journey of a kite. Yes, so today we will learn how a little kite learned to fly and what was its experience when it learned how to fly for the first time. So, before we start with the chapter, that is chapter number 5, How the Little Kite Learned to Fly, let me tell you something about the poem. So, this is a very beautiful poem and it helps you to inspire and motivate you whenever you feel afraid. It's a very common experience that before we start doing something and before we do something for the first time, we feel afraid, we feel scared. But if we find a correct person to motivate us and inspire us, we end up doing the thing correctly and we get a satisfaction and happiness after we accomplish the task. So let's start with the poem. First, I will recite the poem for you and then we will move to the explanation. Okay, so let me recite. I never can do it, the little kite said, as he looked at the others high over his head. So, I know I should fall if I tried to fly. Try, said the big kite, only try, or I fear you never will learn at all. But the little kite said, I am afraid I will fall. The big kite nodded. Ah, well, goodbye. I am off. And he rose towards the tranquil sky. So here you can see the conversation, the beautiful conversation which is going on between the little kite and the big kite. So The big kite already has the experience of flying, and so the big kite is trying to motivate, it's trying to inspire the little kite who is learning to fly for the first time. And the little kite's heart is full of fear because it is very afraid, and it thinks that if it tries to fly, it will fall. But the big kite motivates the little kite and says that you just have to try, and that's all. But when the big kite finds that the little kite is not ready to try, he decides not to waste any more of time, and he says goodbye to the little kite, and he rises towards the tranquil sky. Now we will quickly check the vocabulary. So I hope so you have understood the first para. I will just read it for you again. I never can do it, the little kite said, as he looked at the others high over his head. I know I should fall if I tried to fly. Try, said the big kite, only try, or I fear you will never learn at all. But the little kite said, I am afraid I will fall. The big kite nodded, means moved his head. Ah, well, goodbye. So here you can see the big kite is getting annoyed that the little kite doesn't want to try. I am off, and he rose toward the tranquil sky. So let's go to the vocabulary. So first, number 1 is afraid. The meaning of afraid is feeling of fear. Number 2, nodded. Nodded means lowered and raised one's head slightly. So this is how you nod your head. Number 3, rose means move upwards. It is the past tense of rise. And number 4 is tranquil. Tranquil means peaceful and calm. Now we will see. You can see the pink kite, that is the little kite. The little kite is very afraid to fly because it is for the first time it is going to fly. It is going to learn how to fly. Then he comes across the big kite, that is the yellow kite. You can see the big kite tries to inspire the little kite and motivates it to try. Now you can see after the big kite tries to motivate the little kite is still afraid and it is not ready to try. Now the big kite nodded his head and decides to rise up in the sky. So that is how the big kite tries to motivate the little kite. Now let's move to the next paragraph. Then the little kite's paper stirred at the sight, and trembling he shook himself free for flight. First reeling and frightened, then braver grown, up he rose through the air alone, till the big kite looking down could see the little one rising steadily. Now the little kite has gathered some courage and it has decided to give it a try. So as it is trying to fly for the very first time, it is very nervous, it is very scared, and it is trying. Its paper is trembling, it's stirring here and there, moving from here to there, and it can see all the other kites, they are flying. And what he did, then the little kite's paper stirred, it started shaking at the sight of the other. Sight means the scene, after seeing the other kites flying. And trembling he shook, and he started shaking out of fear. And trembling he shook himself free for flight. So it gathered all the courage and it decided to start flying. first reeling and frightened. First it was moving to the left, it's moving to the right, it's not getting its proper balance, and it's very, very frightened. But slowly it started gathering courage, it started becoming confident. Then braver grown. So slowly it started becoming braver. Up he rose through the air alone, and it started flying up in the air till the big kite looking down could see the little one rising steadily. Now the big kite could see, and it was happy to see that the little kite had started trying, and it is rising steadily up in the air. Now let's check the vocabulary. Stirred. Number 1, the meaning of stirred is move slightly in order to do something. Number 2, sight. Sight is the power of seeing. Number 3 is trembling. Trembling means shaking out of fear. Number 4 is flight, the action of flying through the air. Number 5 is reeling, moving very quickly in a round or circular manner. Number 6 is frightened. Frightened means to be full of fear. And number 7 is steadily. Steadily means in a controlled way or manner. Now, here you can see, now the little kite is confident, and the little kite has decided to try. Yes, rather than accepting failure, it has decided to try and see how it feels to fly for the first time. And now you can see in the next picture that the big kite can see that the little kite is rising steadily. And the big kite is very happy to see that the little kite has started trying, and it is learning how to fly. Now we will move to the next part of that is the last stanza of the poem. Then how the little kite thrilled with pride as he sailed with the big kite side by side, while far below he could see the ground and the boys like small spots moving around. They rested high in the quiet air, and only the birds and clouds were there. "Oh, how happy I am!" the little kite cried. "And all because I was brave and tried." So, see, now the little kite is very thrilled. It's full of excitement, and it is feeling very happy and satisfied because it has now started learning that how it should fly, and now it is feeling very happy and good from inside because it can fly side by side with the big kite, and far below from above it can see the little boys are playing on the ground, and they are looking like small spots. And now the little kite can rest in the quiet air, and in the air it can only see the birds are flying and the clouds are floating. And now the little kite is very happy and satisfied because it has learned how to fly. So, and what does it say? It says that he had got the success only because he was brave enough and he had tried. So children, what do you learn from this poem? We learn that whenever we do something for the very first time, we really feel scared and afraid. But we should always gather courage and become confident, and we should always try rather than giving up and thinking of failure. So you should always feel positive, and you should bravely face the challenges that comes up, and you will definitely be definitely successful if you try. So, I hope so you have understood the poem. Now, let's quickly check the vocabulary. So, number 1 is thrilled. Thrilled means very happy and excited. Number 2, sailed. Sailed means moved high up in the sky. Number 3 is pride, feeling of happiness on achieving something. Number 4, spot. Spot means to find out something. Now here you can see the picture. Now the little kite is very happy, as you can see that the little kite can fly by the side of the big kite. In the next picture you can see that the little kite is sailing high up in the sky, and from above it can see the little children or the little boys. They are playing in the playground, and they look like small dots, because from above the things below look very smaller and they look tiny like the spots. Then you can see in the next picture, the little kite is now flying high up in the sky, where only the birds are flying and the clouds are floating. And the last picture you can see that the little kite is now very happy and it is feeling proud, because it has become successful and it has learned to fly, because it had gathered courage and it had tried, and now it is successful in flying up in the sky with other kites. So thank you children. I hope so you all have understood the poem. Read the poem and enjoy the essence of the poem. Thank you all of you.